Hi, Larry. I'm looking to branch out, because I'm so tired of American wines. I don't want anything from America. How about wines from Spain? Where are your wines from Spain? Oh, looking for Rioja, or maybe Ribera del Duero, something from Priorato, something from Valdepeña. No. We're like Spain wines like Cabernet, Sauvignon, Merlot, Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio. Spain and then, or maybe how about something from Australia? Oh, Australia. Yeah, that'd be great. What would you like? Like what area? The Margaret River, limestone? No, just Chardonnay, Cabernet, Merlot, and how about no? How about Greek wines? Oh, maybe. What do you like from Greek? White or red? Oh, white. Like something like a Chardonnay, a Sauvignon Blanc. Not a Sirtico, not a Sprudi, not Moscofilero. What's that? I just need. No, I just like Chardonnay, but I'm different than your average customer. See, I like wines from Chile also and Argentina, but I like. So what do you drink from Chile? That's interesting. Or Carmenere or something like that. No, I drink Cabernet, Merlot, Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio. I'm Larry Baker. I am a certified sommelier and here in South Florida and the home studio. So, I like it that you're attempting to branch out, but you're really not. I like it that people who are new to the wine world or even older to the wine world, they actually think in their own minds that they have branched out because they're not buying California wine or they're not buying American wine, and now they're on to South American wine. And they drink Chilean and Argentinian, or they've tried wines from Spain or wines from Italy, and they go and they ask people from where's your wine from Italy, and you ask them what do you like, maybe Sangiovese or something like. No, I like Cabernet, Chardonnay, and these are countries that make these grapes, but not what they're known for. So to branch out to me, even myself. I mean, if I like the grape Chardonnay, I'm going to drink it from its origin, but there are many, many grapes out there that are indigenous, even though other countries make them. If you really want to branch out, like if you're going to go to other countries and other regions, you need to not be asking for the same grapes you asked for when you were drinking American wine. I mean, people only know, I think there's like 10,000 grape varietals, and they keep drinking. They think in their mind, I'm different than that customer you had. I'm not like my friends. It's all my friends drink is Italian Pinot Grigio, and they only drink California Chardonnays, and they drink Cabernet. I'm not like that. I drink Spanish wine. I drink Greek wines. And what do you drink? Well, I like Cabernet, Merlot, Pinot Grigio, but it's Cabernet or Merlot from Chile, so I'm different. So let's go over a few ideas, and even one I can demonstrate here to give you an idea. So let's take Pinot Grigio as an example. Extremely popular. In my personal opinion, the grape is represented on restaurant wine lists and in retail stores way too much. There is just, the world is flooded. If I see another Pinot Grigio, especially from Italy, I had it. Italians don't drink that much Pinot Grigio. There is so much more grape. I make it a point when I sample during a wine tasting, doing Italian white. I never sample an Italian Pinot Grigio, even if I like it. I purposely every month put a new wine in our dispensing machine that, the wines are changed. I always put at least one or maybe two Italian whites sometimes, or an Italian white or Italian red or a Greek white or whatever I put. I make sure that it's a grape that most people wouldn't buy from that country. More what real Italian people drink, or more what Greek people drink, or more what Spanish people drink white. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. There are so many grape varietals that these countries make white wines or red wines that are amazing, but you haven't branched out. If you're going to ask Spanish Cabernet, they grow a little bit of Cabernet, but you're not going to find much of it. It may be mixed in a Priorat, or it may be a little bit here in a Valdepeñas, or up in Navarra, you might find a little, but this is not the main grape. You haven't branched out going to Spain if you're not drinking maybe some Tempranillo or maybe some Mazuelo or Garnacha. I mean, this is more like Spanish grapes that you want to drink. But you think you've branched out because you say, I'm going to another country, and you go to retailers or wine. Where's your Spanish Cabernet? Where's your Chardonnays from Spain? I mean, they make them, but this is not what the country is known for. So, for example, this bottle is a half bottle from Tenuta di Pepe. It's from Italy. It is from Campania. So when I think of Campania down in the south of Italy, I think of, when it comes to white wine, I think of, like this is Fiano from the hills of Avellino, Fiano del Avellino. I think of Greco di Tufo. I don't think of Pinot Grigio from Campania. Fiano di Avellino, these are indigenous grapes to this region of Italy. This is white wine that Italians would drink. Fiano di Avellino, Greco di Tufo, in the island of Sardinia. I don't think of Chardonnay, I think of Vermentino. I think of Vermentino on the red, I think of Cannonau. So for an example, if I'm going to drink an Argentinian white, no. I'm sure they make some wonderful Chardonnays, I've had some, and wonderful Pinot Grigio, and wonderful Sauvignon Blancs, but if I'm drinking a white wine from Argentina, it's going to be one grape and one grape only, and that is Torrontés, Torrontes. I mean, one of the most wonderful grapes, and indigenous, even though you might see some in America, California, and other places making Torrontés, this is Argentinians' claim to fame. And people don't even know the grape. When I worked in a South American restaurant, I didn't put Pinot Grigio on happy hour. I'm in a South American Brazilian restaurant. I put Torrontés, and people said, what the heck is that? Isn't that in Canada? I said, no, that's Toronto. So Torrontés would be the white grape. It's a floral, it's citrus, it's a lot. It's like spring in a glass, just lots of citrus, orange peel flavors and herbaceous, some, rosemary, different stuff, a lot going on in the glass, and very, very affordable. Why would you drink a Chardonnay, when you've got this grape that Argentina is famous for, Torrontés, in the northern part of Argentina, especially in Salta, in the Cafayate Valley? That's what I drink for white. When I think Greek wine, I don't think of Chardonnay, Cabernet. They make Cabernet Sauvignon in Greece. They make Chardonnay in Greece. But I think of the indigenous grapes of Greek. I think of, Moscofilero. Comes right off the mind. I think of Assyrtiko from the island of Santorini. This is not something, you're not going to find California Assyrtiko. So if you want to get out of the box and you want to drink Greek wine, drink a Greek grape. A grape varietal that's actually Greece. That's Greek. That's what I see. When I think of Spain, of course people think of Albarino, but I'm so bored with Albarino. And it's too acidic for me. I think of out in Valdeorras region of Spain, I think of Godello. Godello. I love it. I love that Jose Andres and his Spanish restaurant, which only has Spanish wine, at the El Bazaar restaurant in Miami, at the SLS Hotel, and his other project. He's got like one Albarino on the bottle and one by the glass, and literally like 35 Godellos on the menu. That's Spanish white. I think of Garnacha Blanc, white Garnacha that they put in white Rioja, and grapes like that. That's what I think of when I think of Spanish white. I think of Godello. I don't think of Chardonnay, Cabernet. When I think of reds in Spain, I think of Tempranillo, of course, the grape of Spain. I think of Grenache in France, which is the home, but I think of the Spanish style of Garnacha in some of, but mostly Tempranillo. I think of all the different expressions of Tempranillo from. I'm not going to ask for a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Merlot from Spain. I want Graciano. I want Tempranillo from Toro, Tinta de Toro, which is Tempranillo, or Tinto Fino from Ribera del Duero. That's Spanish wine. If you really want to branch out. Let's see some other countries that I can think of. I mean, Italy alone. I mean, from Vermentino to Sardinia. From Arnace, Roero Arnace from Piemonte, from when it comes to white wines, or Verdicchio, or the Vernaccia di San Gimignano, when I think of Tuscan whites. I mean, this is white wine. I think of the grape varietals up in. There's just so many Italian Grillo down in Sicily. It's just your brain goes crazy thinking of how many whites, and yet everybody comes in asking for a Pinot Grigio. Pinot Grigio, Pinot Grigio, 10 more Pinot Grigios on the shelf, on a menu. If I see Pinot Grigios Italian wine, I love an Italian restaurant that has 0 Pinot Grigio, or maybe 1, and every other varietal but that from Italy. I mean, there's just so many varietals of white wines. When I think of Sicily red, I don't think of a Cabernet. I'm sure you can get Cabernet Sauvignon down the south of Italy. I think of Mount Etna in Sicily, and the Etna Rossos, which is Nerello, and all the different clones of Nerello. And I love that. I think of Nero d'Avola. I love Nero d'Avola from Sicily. I mean, this is what I think of. I don't think of those of Cabernet and Merlot and Pinot Grigio, and I suggest that you do that as well. When I think of Austria, I'm sure you can get. People say, I love Austrian. How about Gruner Veltliner, Groovies? I mean, when you taste a Gruner Veltliner, I mean, you're hooked on it. And yeah, they make it in other countries, and I have some from New Zealand, but when you have an Australian or a Pinot Blanc from Austria, wow, or a Sylvaner or Sylvaner, I never know how to say that grape correctly, Sylvaner, whatever. This is, Austrian grape, German grape varietal. Yeah, we think of Riesling and, but how about, from Austria, how about Blaufränkisch, which is known in America as Lemberger? I don't think of, that you get Pinot Noir and things like that from everywhere, but think of German grape. You want a fun little fruity picnic wine, something with spicy food or pickled cabbage, or, have Dornfelder if you like a semi-sweet wine. This is a grape, you don't see Dornfelder from California, you see Dornfelder from Greece, you see it from Germany. And this is interesting. So if you really, really, truly mean that you want to get out of the box, at least drink from that country. You want to drink red, even though it was originally a French grape, and it will be one of the original grapes of Bordeaux growing again. But drink a Carmenere from Chile. Don't be buying Cabernet from Chile and Merlot from Chile. Not that they're bad, but try Carmenere, because odds are you probably haven't. The average wine drinker has never heard of the grape, and Chile is flourishing with Carmenere. So, yeah, Uruguay makes great Cabernet, but I think of Tannat, which started in France, but if I'm going to drink a wine from Uruguay, it's going to be a Tannat, because that's what they're known for. That's the grape that they've done so well and taken from the French area down the south of France. So remember, for further information, I got a text from one of my blog followers who was in Chicago. It was pitiful. The more people send me, I want to help them. I promise I will if you follow my blog. And he says, give me a red, $75 from Italy. And I'm looking at this wine list and I'm seeing, I hate to use the word, crap. I wrote him, please tell the owner of this expensive. First of all, his wines are overpriced in Chicago. Well, what do you expect? The margins are ridiculously overpriced. People expect that in a fine dining restaurant in Chicago. This guy, name of the wine bar was Vinos or something like that in Chicago. And if you're listening in Chicago, I'm telling you right out, your wines are overpriced, and your wine list was pathetic. It was all the brand names and all over the board in a wine bar, with everything that you could find in a local supermarket and charging way over there. I was able to find him a Montepulciano for $75, which was overpriced from a very popular producer in Abruzzo. This was really about as all I could find on that list. Wine lists are pathetic. You need to bring your own bottles to the restaurant, and so this way you can have something that is indigenous from the areas and really have a good wine of a kind experience. So hit me up just like that friend did or that blog follower did. Put your name and address, and I will happy to tell you what grapes from what country, how to branch out. If you want an Italian wine, I'll give you 30 that are not a Pinot Grigio that you can seek out. And because remember, wine is not for snobs. It's for everyday people like you and me, and even us everyday people. Admit it to yourself. You haven't branched out yet until you try the grapes that country is known for. I'll see you next time right here.